Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Deja Vu here, bringing you some more Pro League action. Well, I guess this isn't technically Pro League. This would be the Winners League, a special subsection of Pro League where we get awesome things like all kills. It's King of the Hill format. This should be a ton of fun. I absolutely love Winners League. I wish everything was Winners League. It is just the coolest thing in the world to watch a player win 1, 2, 3, and sometimes, if we're really lucky, get an all kill and just slaughter another team 4 in a row. And that would just be so cool. Today we're going to have what should be a very epic series between two of the better teams in Pro League historically, Samsung Con and SK Telecom 1. We've got SKT1 in the bottom left-hand corner. They will be represented by Canata, their captain actually, and a very solid Terran player. He's going to be probably the second best player, second best Terran player on SKT1, which is a team known for their quality Terran players with guys like Boxer and I Love Uv already on the roster and all of their titles, as well as having Fantasy, who's their top Terran right now. So, they got a lot of good Terrans. Kanata is another one, and he's not usually listed among the great Terrans per se, but he's definitely very good. I mean, he makes it pretty consistently into round of 16s in Star Leagues, almost like clockwork. He loses usually in the top 16 or the round of 8, somewhere in there. I don't think he's really gotten too much closer than that to a Star League, but he's definitely very solid player for SKT1, so it's not a bad thing at all to see him out here right now. His only weakness is his versus Protoss matchup. It's his worst matchup. But we're going to be having a game versus another Terran with the same weakness versus Protoss. Only his opponent, Firebat Hero Samsung Khan, his versus Protoss is much more maligned, much more famous for his just absolute, I don't want to say worthlessness, but very poor play versus other Protoss. Very poor play for Firebat Hero overall versus other Protosses. You don't get pylon hearted and have scouts sent out at you without being a little bit questionable in your versus Protoss skills. And it looks like Firebat Hero just trying to be a little bit of a nuisance right now. But I will say Firebat Hero has some very good TVT. He's done very well in the past. It's one of his better matchups. Either his versus Terran or versus Zerg. I can't remember which one's actually better, but they're both very good. And he had a game very recently actually, versus Flash, and he took Flash very close to the edge. I mean, it was a very tight game for most of it. Definitely had segments of the game where I felt like he was in the lead, or was certainly very much in it. So that was very cool, very long TVT. So we'll see if we see something like that coming here again, because I would have to say in a TVT that I would actually favor Firebat Hero. And it pains me to say this, but I would actually favor Firebat Hero here in this TVT, just because he is so good at TVT. I don't know what it is, but he's just very good at it. And Flash and Lita, those are the kinds of guys that really knock him off. Fantasy, who's also a great TVTer, not so much the Kanatas of the world. I think he'll be able to take down Kanata here. And both players playing very standard right now, which is why I haven't really talked too much about what's going on in the game. Although now we've got a huge bit of a change here. We've got Firebat Hero actually going for 2 factories and 1 with a machine shop. So we're going to be seeing some pretty heavy vulture play here. We'll see how many tanks we actually get out, and it looks like Kanata's going to try and get a scout out, be completely stopped here just by that vulture. And it looks like Kanata's actually going to be going for 1 factory right into expansion. So, he's going to have to be careful, going to have to play good defense. I mean, this is really what it's going to come down to, the 2 fact versus the 1 fact. If Kanata can hold off the push that's going to be coming, he'll be in pretty solid shape to take this game. That economic lead will be really hard to stop. And, if Firebat Hero can get up that ramp with some vultures or something like that, he could be in good shape as well, and really start picking off SCVs and try and get an advantage that way. Although it looks like Firebat Hero is producing a command center on top of his ridge, which is interesting in that we're probably not going to be seeing a lot of tanks, and that's how I'm reading into this, is that we're probably going to be seeing a lot more vultures. But he's got 2 machine shops, so he's going to have to produce tanks if he's making 2 machine shops, but he's spending a lot of money on command center as well. So this is kind of a weird build right now from Firebat Hero. 2 factories with machine shop plus command center, and Kanata's going to scout this all out right now with that floating racks, and he's probably going to throw down a second factory of his own just so he can get out enough vultures and hopefully some tanks in order to compete with Firebat Hero himself. Although I don't believe that either player has gone for any upgrades right now. That's why we're seeing the command centers up really, really early. Just going to go for the economic build early on here. And I don't know, this is just kind of a weird build right now from Firebat here. I'm kind of surprised to see him do this kind of a 2-fac into command center. I felt like he would be better off just going 1-fac straight into command center, just play really macro style and let his TVT skills really shine. And go from that point. He's very, very good at it, so I'm kind of surprised to see him go for this kind of early double machine shop thing. And we do have a starport coming out here from Canata, so he'll be producing some wraiths out of this, and if he can get a wraith or two out, that can really support the rest of his forces in terms of trying to push back these tanks that are coming out. We do have a few tanks, 2 or 3 tanks already out, as well as a few vultures for Firebat Hero, though it looks like Canata actually with 4 vultures is going to try and pick off reinforcements and may actually be able to sneak up into the main here, and this could be really bad. Firebat Hero needs to get on that ledge and needs to defend this. 1 vulture does get up, 3 vultures on the bottom of the ramp picking off SCVs left and right. This is really bad for Firebat Hero. It looks like he's lost 4 or 5 SCVs already. Look at the disgust on Firebat Hero's face. He's like, what the hell is even going on right now? He is not very happy right now, and yeah, that was definitely unfortunate for him, and he's walking right into that bunker. Needs to be careful here. Needs to take down that bunker as quickly as he can and pick off the Marines that are inside. It looks like he's going to be able to do so. And Firebat here with those 2 factories able to produce enough vultures that he's actually going to be able to counter these vultures for Canata. And Canata finishing up siege mode right now, so he's going to be able to push away this this attack by Firebat Hero right now, and he's going to have siege mode pretty considerably ahead of Firebat Hero, so it's going to be really hard for Firebat Hero to push in here, although it looks like big mistake coming in here from Canata, moving that tank up a little bit too far, and again pushing the tank up a little bit too far. This is some bad play by Canata, some bad TVT play, losing 2 tanks, that very, very critical tanks that had siege mode. That is really bad for Canata. If he had just kept one of them on his ramp sieged up, he would have been in good shape. No wraiths are being produced, and Firebat Hero working his way up that ramp, so Firebat Hero able to take a disadvantage and turn it into an advantage, taking advantage of some mistakes by Canata, and Canata forced a GG. Huge blunder by Canata, I think he had a fantastic position in that game. All he had to do was keep his tanks actually sieged up and leapfrog them forward rather than just lollygagging them forward. Oh man, that was awful by Canata. Oh wow, I'm really surprised in this one right now. Firebat Hero gets the win, but I am pretty shocked right now to see that kind of play from Canata. I really expected, really expected more from him, and yeah, I mean, he should have known that was going to happen. Push those tanks just too far forward, and that's a real disappointment there, I'm sure, for all of the SKT1 fans. But hey, we're going to go on to the second set. Firebat Hero moves on, and he'll play on, let's see what the next map is, Roadrunner. So we'll see who he plays against next. Probably a Protest, since it is Firebat Hero. But I will see you guys all in the next set.